EFB Insider with Paul J. Higgins is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Reach your peak at Mountain Mike's Pizza in Rancho Santa Margarita. Eagles, listen up. Flock to Mountain Mike's Pizza every Wednesday as 20% of the sales are donated to Santa Margarita High School. Mountain Mike's Pizza, proud supporter of Eagles football and EFB Insider.
Game 1 of the Eagles football season is in the books. Without question, it was a great success. The Eagles opened up their season in their new home at Saddleback College. What an excellent atmosphere. Coach Ruse talks about the new digs and the well-played game by the Eagles. Plus, the game on tap against Norco. Also joining me is running back Jake FOYE. He discusses his punishing runs and his first touchdown. Defensively, junior Blake Wilson was incredible, coming up with 2 interceptions. Blake talks about his love of football and baseball. This is EFB Insider. I'm Paul Higgins, and all the action starts right now. Coach, we were just talking. I want to congratulate you on the first win of the season. I know that it was certainly exciting to be at a new place and your new place. Tell me your thoughts. How did the boys react to that environment?
Well, they were extremely excited, and how could you not be? What a place. It was so awesome to see the guys up on the Jumbotron. I turned around at one point and I see Hero Kanu just flexing and all that, and the senior banners and the other videos that they had, and the administration did an incredible job getting the whole venue ready. It was top down, bottom up, left to right, right to left, from athletic admin to marketing to activities, obviously with President Sulik's leadership. So it was incredible, and the kids did a great job. They didn't get overhyped, but I thought they did a really good job, and it was fun. Your thoughts, that game, you came out and scored. They came back and scored 7-7. We got a little of a ball game going on there. Your thoughts, second quarter comes up and you guys get a huge turnover. Hero Kanu falls on the fumble, gets the recovery, and from there that changed the game. Yeah, well, they're a really good team and they're very well coached, and they have some guys that have a lot of talent. Braden Pagan, the receiver, number 3, is an extremely talented young man, and he did a great job with the double move, and we actually had to put a freshman in, and so it was one of his first plays, and so welcome to varsity football. Very proud of him, Joshua Tuchek, for bouncing back and staying in the game and keeping his head up and keeping going. But it was a back and forth. We had a ball game. We knew they would be good. They were obviously highly touted, but then the second quarter came, and that play with Hero kind of sparked it, and then you saw the rhythm going, and that's where our pace kicks in. That was the same thing that happened to us last year in the first game against Mayfair. It was 7-7 going into the second quarter, and then all of a sudden it was bang. It was 42-7. That was 7-0. But either way, kind of the same deal. When we start going, we start getting that rhythm. Potter starts to get comfortable. We can see some stuff, and he made some huge throws, and defense played really well all night, and that was a huge play by Hero. What did you tell the boys at halftime? Because you had a big lead, and as Coach Embry's calling the plays, correct? He did a great job in that quarter, and you guys did get in the flow. After the halftime, tell me about the second half and what your plan was. Well, the second half was a little frustrating, candidly. We told them we wanted to stay consistent, keep the foot on the gas. A big penalty really hurt us, and then we lost our rhythm. We're still a young team. It kind of goes back to what happened to us in the summer, even though it wasn't really real football, but in 7-on-7, we won the Battle of the Beach, and then we went to the Mission Tournament, and then we ended up losing. And so when we're on, I think we're as good as anybody. When we're off, we're gonna struggle. And so that, the message was consistent really with the beginning of the first half. I think just a few things didn't go our way, but in all, it was a really good learning experience for us as a team. So when your head hit the pillow that night, what stood out? We 1-0. Yeah. 1-0, played to. We were a little overexcited, a little bit reckless with some penalties where we didn't know where we were on the field. Some kids, we needed to quell our celebrations. But I'm really happy for the kids. They played together. There was a lot of unity. Super happy for the staff. Super happy for the school. That's funny you say about the celebrations. I forget who told me
or I don't know if it was Vince Lombardi that said it, when you score a touchdown, act like you've been there before. Sure. And it sticks out in my mind. But it was probably just overexcited first game.
Well, I think that there's something to be said for having fun.
Exactly.
You know, and we're all about that. Yeah. But it's again, there's that line, right? We're going to be a super aggressive program in a lot of things that we do, but we don't want to be reckless. Right. And so when you get a penalty, that's an unsportsmanlike conduct. When you're doing something that's excessive, that's reckless. Yeah. And so it's learning how to manage that enthusiasm and move forward. But I would rather have an extremely enthusiastic team with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, than a team that doesn't really pour all out.
Let's quickly talk about moving forward, because you are moving forward. You're going to Norco, first home game, or first road game, pardon me. Thursday night game. Mm-hmm. Expectations for week number 2.
Well, one of the things actually I omitted to say when you talked about what my head hit the pillow was, at least I didn't cramp, but everybody cramped. So that was a big thing that we focused, not everyone, but a lot of people, this week, is how can we alleviate that? So we retailored our practice. Like you just talked to me prior to us starting this interview, we had a little bit of a longer practice, some higher intensity, in shorter segments, more hydration. So that's really important. They have 2 really good running backs. They're very well coached. I know that's a really exciting environment to be in out in Norco. They call that the country out here in Southern California. I guess it's really not that country, but you know, we're really excited about that. It's just how do we manage it, make sure we stop their running back, stop their flow. Their quarterback makes a lot of plays that are pretty similar to this guy in some ways. So we're really excited about the opportunity.
Your thoughts about what you want to do defensively? You just talked about the running backs, but anything you want to switch up before I let you go defensively?
I mean, Coach Dye has his strategies, and you know, I don't want to get too much in the weeds on what we're going to do. But obviously, like in any game, if you can't control the line of scrimmage and stop the run, you're going to have some issues all night. But they do a really good job. Coach Dye actually used to coach over there with Chuck. So they do screen game, they move guys around, they do some funky formations. So just being ready, but also not overloading the kids so that we can't play fast.
Yeah, I think, before I let you go, I think your offensive line did such a great job.
Yes.
They really did. And for your quarterback to come in, first year here, I know he's used to the training league, but he did a fantastic job. So, Coach, you got him ready. The excitement of that game 1 was unbelievable, off the charts. Congratulations on that. We look forward to game 2.
Thank you very much.
On Friday night, he ran over people, but now he sits down with me. Up next, Jake FOYE on his fine performance and how his summer workouts are paying off.
EFB Insider with Paul J. Higgins is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Reach your peak at Mountain Mike's Pizza in Rancho Santa Margarita. Eagles, listen up. Flock to Mountain Mike's Pizza every Wednesday, as 20% of the sales are donated to Santa Margarita High School. Mountain Mike's Pizza, proud supporter of Eagles football and EFB Insider.
Jake, I have to say that Coach was just on this first segment. I'm not sure if you overheard him or if he's already told you this, but he said you were a beast.
I appreciate that. I do what I can, try to run as aggressive as I can, you know, make my mark on the team.
You and I were talking about it when you sat down, that you played against Mayfair last year on the varsity level, played special teams. What flipped the switch in that first game? Is that something you always had in you, able to run like that?
You know, it was. I've always believed in myself, and over the summer I've really put in a lot of work in the weight room on the field, just doing what I can for when my opportunity comes, and I just knew I was ready, so when my time came, I just made the most of it.
Let's step back and going into that stadium. Tell me about that experience for you and your team. I've covered many, many games there, but it was it wasn't like what you guys had it the other night. You have a smile on your face, so it was probably pretty cool.
It was surreal. I mean, not too many high school teams have, the opportunity to play in a stadium like that. It was amazing. The drive up, that was my first time seeing it in person. It was just, it was awesome to see the stands, how big everything was, the scoreboard with the pictures, the locker rooms. It was just great,
You guys got there right around 4:30ish, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's like 2.5 hours before kickoff. Does that 2.5 hours go by fast, or does it drag?
When you first get there, you're taking everything in. But once you start to get ready, it goes by really fast. The warm-ups, you see the other team, you're eager to get your hands on them, so it just flies by.
Did you know any of those players? I talked to Killian. He said he knew about 40% of those players at San Juan. Did you know many of them?
Yeah, I knew a few guys just from seeing them at the gym and whatnot. You know, it was cool to play against guys that you know. It made it more fun.
Your first touchdown, tell me what that felt like. I know it's kind of stating the obvious. I know it felt great. But when you were going across that goal line, you're like, what was that like?
Yeah, so I just got the ball, made a jump cut, saw the guys, knew the end zone was right there, dove in. It was just amazing, you know. It was just all my hard work, you know, coming to fruition. It felt really good, celebrating with my brothers, you know, just looking up in the stands. It was awesome.
I commented to Coach that your offensive line did a great job. Tell me about that.
Oh, they did great. They were amazing. Everything they did, just like the plays, it was designed. Made all the right blocks, pancaked some dudes, finished through. They were running down the field on screens. They're just some dogs, and they were doing it great all night.
In the second quarter, the switch was flipped when Hero comes up with the fumble recovery, and then you guys bust out for 28 points. Tell me about that.
Oh, of course. When you're watching the defense, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But when you see everybody jumping up and down, Hero running off the field, it's just kind of like a spark. So you know you got an opportunity to capitalize off it. Everybody's celebrating. Their momentum's kind of dead from fumbling, so you just want to get out there and make the most of it.
Did you get a chance to watch much when you were on the sidelines? Because I was pretty impressed with their quarterback, Colton Joseph.
Oh yeah, he did great. He made great throws, scrambled, pretty good reads, throwing to his great receivers. I didn't watch too much, but when I did, it seemed like he was always doing something impressive.
Two additional things I want to talk to you about. One is the Norco game. Let's start with that. That's coming up. Coach is really jacked up about that game. What do you know about Norco? Talking about running backs, it sounds like they've got a couple good running backs. Obviously, you don't have to face them because you're on the offensive side. But what are you learning about that team?
So funny enough, I actually know about like 80% of that team. Yeah, I used to play on Norco. I went to Winter Circle. I know a ton of those guys. I know they're really tough. They hit hard. They're disciplined, and they're going to give it their all. Their offense is pretty good. Jaden Ott, pretty good back. Kyle Crum, he can run with it. Their defense, a bunch of hard hitters, pretty big. It's going to be a really good matchup.
You should be coaching this game.
Hey, I'll do what I can to help.
Now, you guys going to come out and Coach said we're an aggressive team. We like to get after it, and that's kind of how you run the football. Tell me about that, where you get that from.
You know, I can't really put my finger on it. It's just something inside of me. You know, I do what I can off the field to get as strong as I can in the weight room, and when I get on the field, it's something's unleashed. You know, it just feels great to get the ball in my hands, run as hard as I can, run through people, try to get as many yards as I can, and always go forward.
I could talk to you a lot about running the football, and we will again get some more insight because you're only a junior, what blows me away. A lot of guys were cramping on Friday night. I noticed it, I mentioned it on the broadcast. How do you avoid that? Because it's going to be hot this next couple days.
Yes, it's going to be really hot. What we've actually done is our coaches have, you know, informed us to bring a gallon of water to school every day. I've actually been doing that, but it's great that our whole team is going to be on that. I've heard something about mustard packets that we're going to be having to, you know, eliminate the cramps. Just a well-rounded diet this week, avoiding fast food, getting good sleep, and just all the above to try to perform at our best ability.
Well, you got your head on your shoulders, and I know that you'll have your head like on a swivel on Thursday night. So fun watching in the opening game. Congratulations, and great luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
The Eagles played solid defense. Coming up with 2 key interceptions was Blake Wilson. He's next on EFB Insider.
EFB Insider with Paul J. Higgins is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Reach your peak at Mountain Mike's Pizza in Rancho Santa Margarita. Eagles, listen up. Flock to Mountain Mike's Pizza every Wednesday as 20% of the sales are donated to Santa Margarita High School. Mountain Mike's Pizza, proud supporter of Eagles football and EFB Insider.
So, Blake, I got to congratulate you. You were really fun to watch on defense. And you and I were just talking about the fact that you have played defense on this team since you were a freshman.
Yes.
Didn't play any JV, saw a lot of varsity action last year. Tell me your thoughts. And I asked Coach about this and coming into that stadium and playing there for the first time. Yeah. It was probably a little surreal, probably a little exciting.
Yeah, it was really cool, especially being one of the first people to actually be able to play on the field since the college hadn't been playing. It was brand new turf, brand new stadium, and I'd never seen the stadium before, so it was really nice being able to see that.
How did that excitement roll over to that first quarter? You guys score, they score. Tell me about that.
We definitely had a lot of energy going into the game, especially it being the first game of the year and being a team that is right down the road from us. We know a lot of guys in their team, so there was a lot of energy, especially that carried over from before the game into that first quarter.
I was talking to Killian last week, and he said, yeah, I know about 40–50% of those guys.
Yeah.
Did you have any talk with any of them?
Actually, I knew one of the coaches on the team.
Okay.
He's one of our baseball coaches, so I was pretty close with one of them. And then we played OC Elite with a couple of their wide receivers, so we knew them pretty well.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned baseball. You playing baseball here too?
Yes.
So I think that's great. Coach allows you guys. Some coaches say, look, you're going to come play football and you're not going to play anything else. Yeah. I think it's awesome that you're playing baseball. Tell me about what position you're playing.
I'm playing shortstop in baseball, second base and third base.
So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, pretty much that whole infield.
So do you play secondary, safety, kind of like an infielder?
A little bit. Also, I played outfield as well, so that helps with reading the ball out of the quarterback's hand and pretty much where it's going to land, figuring out how that's going to go.
That's some good insight, because when you play baseball, do you have a feel for where they're going to hit the ball?
Yeah, off the bat, you're able to get a good jump based off of angle off the bat and how the bounces read.
So when you made that first interception, tell me about that.
Well, it was like the linebacker got a good hands-on, pushed the wide receiver inside, and I was able to weave inside along with it. And then Gage, our middle linebacker, slowed him down just enough for me to cut off the route, and I ended up picking it off.
You guys had 3 turnovers in all, right? Am I correct? 4. Okay, sorry. So I remember your 2 and then Heroes. What was the other one?
The pick by Donovan Camestro.
Oh, that's right, towards the end of the game. Yeah, that's right. So great defensive game. And that really sparked your offense in that second quarter. When you were watching your offense just fire off touchdowns, tell me your thoughts.
Oh, it was great. It gave us confidence for sure. Like, offense is doing well. We got to perform as well to show that we can keep up with our offense.
What makes, in your mind, a great safety?
Being able to read the ball out of the quarterback's hand, as well as footwork. You have to be able to have good footwork so you can keep up with the wide receivers that are usually most likely faster than you are.
Tell me about that. How do you defend that speed? Do you drop back a little further, or tell me about that?
You have to be faster off the ball and have quick footwork, because if you're a step behind, you're getting burned. Yeah. And you can't be behind with faster wide receivers, especially if you start playing Mater Dei and Bosco, they're going to be faster than you are.
And Pagan's a good receiver.
Yeah, Pagan and then number 2, Elijah, they were both a lot faster than me.
Yeah.
So it was really footwork that helped with that.
Were you hoping you were going to get a pick 6 there?
Yeah, it was just, I ended up cutting back right into the lineman. I was like, well, that didn't go as planned.
And your thoughts about this Norco game? They're a different football team than what you just faced.
It's like they're a lot more physical. They run the ball more. Their formations are completely different. Their line is a little bit bigger. They have better running backs, and their quarterback will run the ball a lot more than San Juan's team did.
As a safety, how do you defend that from your perspective?
For me, really, I'm almost like the secondary guy. If the running back breaks through, I have to make the tackle, so I'm more late to the play. Yeah. So I'm more reading the pass first before go on to the run.
So you're playing football, playing baseball, and I know your junior year is huge, right, on both sports. Your thoughts as you get more into this next year, will you make a decision on one sport or the other, or will you go to college, Blake, with the opportunity to maybe play both? I don't even know if that's possible.
No. It's like, I'm going to be playing baseball and football senior year, but I'm going to be sticking with baseball once I go to college.
Do you have an idea where you want to go?
Yes. My main school right now is Washington.
Okay. And then your thoughts, are they looking at you? Or?
Yeah, they are. Actually, I'm already committed to go to Washington.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about you.
That helps.
Yeah, that does help. So you're going to go see Maurice Himes?
Yes, me and Maurice will be there together. And then somebody from baseball, Colby Wallace, he's also going to Washington, so that's going to be nice as well.
Well, this hobby that you have is football. You're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, I want to wish you all the best. It was really fun watching you play last Friday. Looking forward to seeing you play Thursday night.
Thank you.
Best of luck the rest of the year. And now you're going to watch the show, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Good job.